It was meant to be an ordinary, peaceful evening. I sat in a cozy cafe, slowly sipping my coffee, half absorbed in a novel. Then Melissa walked in. We hadn't exchanged a single word in months. Not since she abruptly ended our engagement without a proper explanation. She claimed she needed space, said we'd drifted apart. But just a week later, a mutual friend told me she was already dating someone new. She walked in tonight looking flawless, confident, radiant, and blissfully unaware of the storm brewing beneath the surface. I tried to keep my eyes on the book, but she spotted me almost immediately, wearing a smug grin like it was designed to provoke. She approached without hesitation. "Well, if it isn't my favorite ex," she cooed, her tone syrupy with fake warmth. I gave her a polite smile, already guessing where this was headed. Melissa had a habit of turning small talk into subtle power plays. Tonight was no exception, or so she thought. She slid into the seat across from mine without asking. "You won't believe the guy I'm seeing now," she began, her eyes shining. I took another sip of my coffee, feigning interest, but she didn't need encouragement. "He's nothing like you. Successful, charismatic, actually knows how to plan a proper date." She giggled, flipping her hair with a practiced toss that once made me shrink inside. But her words weren't for sharing, they were meant to cut. Every detail, every smirk was a calculated jab. She talked about weekend getaways, upscale dinners, luxury gifts. It wasn't pride, it was performance. She wanted me to regret losing her. But regret was nowhere on my list tonight. "Sounds like you found someone impressive," I said evenly, gently setting my book aside. My calm tone seemed to unsettle her for a moment, but she quickly tried to recover. "I mean, it's just nice to feel appreciated for once," she added, narrowing her eyes, searching my face for a crack. She found none. Melissa was playing a game I'd already quit. She leaned in, her voice turning patronizing. "You'll meet someone too. Don't worry. Just maybe lower your standards a bit." He smirked. That was her mistake. She assumed I was still the man craving her approval, the one who would silently endure her theatrical displays. But tonight I had another ending in mind. I leaned back, smiled, and said, "Funny you bring up standards, Melissa. Did he mention he proposed to his ex-fiancée last year? The one who still wears his ring?" Her smile froze for the first time. She wasn't prepared for a shift in power. "How do you?" she began, but I cut in gently. "We have mutual friends. Small world. His ex still calls him when she gets lonely. But hey, I'm sure he values you." Her face paled. The cafe, once her stage, was now an interrogation room. She laughed nervously, waving a dismissive hand. "You're just trying to get under my skin." But her eyes betrayed her. They darted, looking for holes in my story. There weren't any. The truth was unraveling everything she had rehearsed. "I'm not here to play games, Melissa," I said quietly. "I just hope you're not being used as a placeholder. You deserve better than that, right?" Her smirk had completely vanished. What remained was a woman rattled by the unraveling script she had once controlled. She crossed her arms, muttering, "People change." But even she didn't sound convinced. The power dynamic had shifted, and she could feel it. The silence stretched, not awkward for me, but suffocating for her. "I'm happy for you, Melissa," I said, rising from my seat. "But happiness that needs an audience isn't real. You might want to figure that out before it's too late." She opened her mouth to speak, but no words followed. For the first time since I'd known her, Melissa was speechless. I stepped out of the cafe feeling lighter than I had in ages. The version of me she remembered, the man who held his tongue to keep the peace, was gone. Tonight, she had seen someone who no longer needed her validation. And that rattled her more than any insult ever could. As I walked down the street, my phone buzzed. A message from a friend. "Dude. Melissa's guy. Total player. He's dating 2 other women." Smiled. I wasn't shocked. Melissa had made her choice, dazzled by surface and empty charm. And now she was caught in her own carefully spun web. That night taught me something profound. Closure doesn't always come from loud arguments or dramatic endings. Sometimes it's just a quiet truth, spoken calmly, when the other person least expects it. Melissa thought she'd get the last laugh at that cafe. Instead, I walked away with something far more valuable: my self-respect.